Hello, hello, beautiful family. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Happy New Year 2023. Here we are, baby. We made it through 2022. We survived 2022, and here we are. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Because I had a bit of an issue trying to work the music together with... Oh, now it's better. Now it's better. Okay, so it's supposed to be good now. Let's take it down a bit. Yeah, now it's supposed to be really, really good. Okay, hopefully. Hello, hello, Happy New Year, brother Robert. It's good to see your name. Good to feel your vibe, brother. Always good to feel your vibe. I can't wait to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Shalom, Dana. Salamu alaikum, Elizabeth. Happy New Year. You're coming for the full moon. Yay. Fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very good sound healing for the full moon. We will talk about it, of course. There's a lot for us to discuss. I'm trying to work out the issue that I'm having with the music in the background, which I don't seem to understand what is happening. So, you know, what can I do? I'm trying different things, but it seems to rebel against me. I don't know. It's like, what is going on? I have no idea. Oh, hey, I did it. Fantastic. Yay, I solved it. Hello, April. Hello. Good to be here smiling at you, April, as always. Let me take the mantra a bit down. Let me fix everything up. It's been a while since I came at you, you know. A lot of mutability, a lot of changes in life, trying to adjust to new routines, new structure, trying to come up with ideas and dealing with life and everything that comes in between. But today I just felt like, I just needed to come and speak to you. Hello, Christy. Hey, I'm so happy to feel your love. I love you, Christy, a beautiful woman. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with you. There's a lot for us to share. We're starting a new year. It's 2023. And there's so much we can talk about. Not only about this full moon, about this week, about this month, about this year. But as always, I will go with the flow, see what comes in, see what goes out, and do my best to entertain you and to kind of shed some light into the craziness of our reality. But we are still in the big picture. We are still kind of in that massive process of transformation. So remember that. Hello, Breeze. Welcome. Yay. This is nice. I love being with you all. Honestly, every time I log in live, every time, I come on live and I sit here with you, I'm feeling so uplifted and so awesome. So I truly love doing this service, this love stream. So let me start doing it properly this time. I would like to give, first of all, my love and gratitude to all our Patreon subscribers for holding space and keeping this job going, supporting this work and supporting this service that I'm doing. We have a really awesome community. I'm just putting my phone on silent so it stopped buzzing in the middle of the live stream. We have an awesome community on Patreon. We are connected through our Telegram chat rooms. We are chatting on different subjects. Some days the spiritual room is buzzing. Some days the crypto chat room is buzzing. Some days it's the poo and juice, But the good thing about it is that we are a group of souls, a group of good people that are sharing the journey together, sharing what we know, sharing information, sharing knowledge, holding space for each other, supporting each other. And yeah, that's a truly awesome thing to have in our lives. So if you want to join our Patreon community, please go to patreon.com/healingdelight and support us. The other thing is that we have the most exciting full moon sound healing coming up this weekend, the first event of 2023. The full moon falls on Saturday morning, so we are doing the sound healing meditation on tomorrow night, Friday at 7 p.m. at Here Yoga, and on Saturday at 1 p.m. at Here Yoga. And 2 weeks later, we will also do the new moon sound healing meditation on Saturday the 22nd, the 21st, at 7 p.m. and Sunday the 22nd at 12 p.m. So everything is on the booking system. You can find it in the bio of this YouTube movie. You can find it on healingthelight.com. It's basically healing-thelight.clinico.com/bookings. I know it's a bit of a long URL, but it is what it is. So you can go in and book yourself in. The other thing is that also there are limited spots of healing sessions available, healing sessions and crypto coaching sessions available for January. So I did a bit of a special of 10% discount for the month of January if you want to put yourself in and start the year with a healing and putting yourself in the right spot, the right journey of just starting to move forward and initiating a healing process, a healing journey with this new year. I am more than happy to be here at your service. So feel free to go and book it in. That's pretty much it. And other than that, I will say hello to the chat room. Breezy smiling and laughing. Bharat and Rukshika, I love you. And Tusha and Trishan, send my love to Trishan as well. Journaling, hello journaling. Guilt is in my heart. I haven't sent you the picture I've promised to send you. I know, I'm sorry. I will send it to you. I haven't forgotten. I've been carrying it in my guilt pocket. So, welcome to 2023. It's a new year, but it might feel like it's not a new year yet. It feels like we started something new, but we are still dealing with the old, and the energy wants to be initiated forward, but we're still playing with the energy that is winding off. And so if you are experiencing a new year that is not feeling like a new year yet, be patient and compassionate, and please understand that, we are living through some very powerful transformative times, and I will go into the details of it now. Let's scan the charts and see what it shows us. So as we're scanning the charts, all good, still love you. Thank you, Jenny. I still love you too. So let us start with the fact that right now the moon on your 9 o'clock is on the 27th degree of Gemini, at the final degrees of Gemini. And in a few hours from now, in around 6-7 hours from now, the moon will enter Cancer, which will take us into the full moon in Cancer on Saturday morning. So we are already in this kind of like rising into the full moon, reminding you the events of the full moon and the new moon. It's not just a focal point, it's the journey leading into it and the journey coming out of it. So already from yesterday, we might be starting to feel things simmering up and things coming up. And as I talk about the full moon energy, it might make more sense to your own individual process. Now remember, I'm kind of channeling this intuitive astrology to you in a collective way, which is kind of giving us the flavors and the collective energy, but the energy plays with each one of us differently, depends on our personal natal birth charts. So not everything I will say will relate to everyone. Some things will relate to you, take it on. Some things will not relate to you, just leave it there for others which it relates to. Also remember, this is just general guidance. I can't tell you exactly what will happen. I can only give you ideas, concept, things that we might expect, anticipate that could happen, but nothing is set in stone. And that's pretty much it. So, Moon is in Gemini right now, and here we are processing our feelings, and here we are communicating and talking, Gemini. And the Sun is in the opposition in Capricorn, not yet opposition. When the Moon enters Cancer, it will be in opposition. Sun on your 3 o'clock, 14 degrees, 44 minutes of Capricorn. Mercury retrograde, 19 degrees, Capricorn. Pluto direct, 27 degree Capricorn. Venus, 2nd degree of Aquarius. Saturn on your 1 o'clock, 22 degrees of Aquarius. Neptune, 22 degrees of Pisces, soon to enter the 23rd degree. Jupiter, 1st degree of Aries. Chiron, 12th degree of Aries. And Uranus on the 15th degree retrograde in Taurus, next to the north node of the moon. The moon nodes are now on the 11th degree of the Scorpio-Taurus axis. Mars retrograde on the 8th degree of Gemini, and that's just a general understanding of what are we looking at now. We started this year. I want to take you a few days back. Let's go to the 1st of January, and I'll take us to midnight. This is, I like to look at the chart of the new year as it kicks in. So here is midnight, Sunday, 1st of January, and what we're seeing here is that we started the year with Venus conjunct Pluto here at your 11 o'clock. So Venus conjunct Pluto in Capricorn shows us, give us an indication that in this year we are going to deal a lot with matters that regards Venus, which is money, finance, economy, real estate, valuables, values, assets, family, relationships, sexuality, the quality of life, the pleasures of life, our health. And Pluto is dealing with the archetypes of power. Where there is corruption of power, where there is integrity use of power. Pluto is showing us our past traumas, our deepest pains, our deepest fears, where we might have lost our power to, and how to reclaim our power from our deepest pain, deepest traumas by facing them and healing them on a deep level. Pluto is the deep unconscious. Pluto is the underworld, the shamanic. And Pluto in Capricorn in general, and let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn is the structure of our life, the character, the integrity, the maturity, responsibility, due diligence. It is where we self-mastery. It is the system, the law and order, the regulation, the government, the global banks, the corporations, the institutions. And once we have Venus and Pluto here, it's like we are going to dive deep and deal deep with all the consequences, potentially, of all that happened in government, law and order, in institutions, in corporations, in banking system, in stock markets, in all these places where there was a corrupted use of power and money and sex. Pluto. With Venus as well, relating directly to that, to our health system. So, health. How did the global health situation helped institutions and government create certain laws? Some laws were good, some laws were not good, some regulations were good, some regulations were not good. There's going to be a year where we're going to look deep into that. So Pluto rules Scorpio. It's the secrets revealed, that reveals corruption and abuse of power. It will be very interesting. At the same time, Mercury next to them over here is on the 23rd degree 40 minutes of Capricorn. A day after, 2 days after, just 2 days ago, Mercury retrograde was on the 22nd degree. But before I go into that, let me stay with that. Remember 22 degrees Capricorn. Let that be an anchor of awareness for the coming years. Because the 22nd of degree of Capricorn is where Mercury, Pluto and Saturn conjuncted on the 12th of January 2020. So we're taking you back to January 2020. That is the time where the world was still living in the old way, while in the background the poo was starting to come out of you know where. And in January it started to spread into the world. And then 2 months after, March 2020, we started to go into lockdowns. There was the close down lockdowns reaction to that which started to spread. And so it's interesting that as soon as we started this year, Venus was conjunct Pluto, bringing that into highlights as an intention of this year. Mercury goes into the 22nd degrees in retrograde, which means kind of Mercury is trying to understand, trying to figure it out. What is the facts? What are the facts saying? What is true? What is false? What is right? What is wrong? We thought that that was the right way. Now we know that, so now we think that that is the right way. What was communicated back then and what is communicated about it now? What information is coming out to light now with Venus and Pluto that 3 years ago was presented in that way? So that on the collective level, but that's also on a personal level. So always compare that collective and personal, that since beginning of 2020, each one of us has been going through a massive journey of destruction of the old structure of our life. The old character, the old identity, the old responsibilities, the old form which we used to identify with in society. And it's very easy to think about in a direct way of business, for example. Before 2020, you were identified in society by doing that job in that place, and you used to go in the same route if it's in your car or tram or taxi or bus. You used to buy your coffee from that coffee shop, you buy your food from there, you go to that hairdresser, you go to that nail salon, you go to that massage, you go to that mechanic, and suddenly all of that was taken away. You were locked at home. You could not use your old way of identification in public, in society in the same way because you were at home. You could not go to the supermarket, you could not go to your job, you could not go to your nail salon or the hairdresser or the massage therapist. And the people you relate to back then and the people you identified with back then, that went through massive transformation because the last journey of these 3 years revealed a big split. The people who think like that and the people who think like that. The people who believe that and the people who believe that. Friendships broke apart, relationships broke apart, families broke apart, businesses broke apart, partnership broke apart. You see where I'm going? The way we look at government is changing. The way we look at world organizations is changing. The way we look at currencies is changing. The way we look at banks are changing. The way we look at those who tell us how to live our life is changing. The way we look at reality is changing. The matrix is changing. You are no longer sleeping in your bed. Many people took a big red pill in the last 3 years. And so a lot is changing, and that's how this year is starting. And I'm only focusing on this area of this Venus conjunct Pluto and Mercury on the degrees of the conjunction of 2020, January. Now, if we take it further, Jupiter entered Aries. So Jupiter went into Aries in 2022, came to the 8th degree of Aries, 7th, and then retrograded back into Pisces together with Neptune. That was the end of 2022. A lot of confusion, a lot of being lost, despair, illusion, fogginess, laziness, don't know what to do. She'll be alright, mate, she'll be alright, mate. Don't know what to do, don't know what to do. Don't know what is real, what is not real, what is true, what is not true. What is my dream, what is not my dream. Then Jupiter went direct, and at the beginning of the year, Jupiter is again on 1st degree of Aries. And so Jupiter, we're starting this year with Jupiter in Aries. Aries rules the ego, the self, the identity. And so as Venus and Pluto and Mercury is figuring out what the heck is going on with our character, our identity, how we present ourselves in society, our reputation, our integrity, what is our role in society, the structure of our life. All this is being figured out. Jupiter kicks into Aries, the star sign of the ego, and it says, I want to become that. I believe in that. I know that. Jupiter is the knowledge, the philosophy, the teaching. Jupiter is the guru and the teacher, the knowing, the natural law, the higher knowledge, and it comes into Aries. So the shadow aspect is that everyone thinks that they know. Everyone becomes the source of truth. Everyone know how it's going to be. Everyone think that they know what is right. Everyone know, and then everyone tells everyone else what they should do because they know better. That's the shadow. So you have a lot of social media influencers. You have a lot of TikTokers and Instagrammers and YouTubers and everyone expressing. There's a beautiful thing to it because we hear a lot of voices, we hear a lot of wisdom, we hear a lot of angles of knowledge and teachings, and we are capable of tapping into all the individuals' sparks of wisdom knowledge. But I will say, don't follow anyone fully, blindly. You need to know that you also know something. And what you know is the highest truth for you. What you know is the highest natural law for you, but don't be just ego, self, I know it all. No. Balance it with the others. Now, as we go through 2023, Jupiter is now heading towards Chiron. So when Jupiter entered Aries in 2022, it came to 7 degree, 8 degree of Aries. It was a degree or 2 degrees away from Chiron. He hasn't met with him yet. He stopped and he went back. And now he's coming back into Chiron and he will meet Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So Chiron is that key to unlock that lesson, that wisdom, that knowledge that our wounding, our pain, our scar is hiding behind. I will pause because I see the chat room is buzzing. Just a second. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Roll King, my beautiful brother. I love you. Shalom, Ima. Shalom. Oh, thank you. My mom said I'm beautiful. Oh. I'm wearing green because it's a Cancer full moon. It's heart. Okay, so it's green. It's the color of the heart chakra. Hello, Jules. Hello, welcome. Hola, hermano Hector. Fantastic. Insomnia in Mexico. Ooh. Hey, I am delighted to be with you tonight, Hector. Buenas noches, hermano. Te gusta mucho. And I will do my best not to be hyperactive for you because here it's only 8:25 p.m. So, we're still kind of awake. But, yeah. Hello, Kali Rasta. Hello, Erin Rose. Fantastic. Good. So, the Chiron-Jupiter aspect we are going... There's so much I want to talk to you about. The Chiron-Jupiter aspect that is unfolding from now... Remember, everything unfolds. Nothing really just happens. It's all unfolds, and I keep on using the Rubik Cube metaphor in our community. It's a Rubik Cube. It's like chick. Things keep on moving, keep on clicking. It's like this is solved, but then that triggers that, and as that is going on as well, and that is going on, and that, when you move that square here, it affects that line there, and that cube is turning like that. So it's a constant evolutionary process. And we're just breaking it down to the nano details. But as Jupiter, the guru, the master, the philosophy, the higher knowledge, the natural law, which also bears the gifts and the abundance and the rewards, when it's coming to Chiron, it means that we are going to be going like... It could feel like a healing crisis, where we are dealing with the wound, dealing with the wound, and the wound keep on surfing up, and it's surfing up, and it's surfing up, and we move through a layer, and it comes up again, and we move through a layer, and it comes up again, and it's like... And then when Jupiter comes into Chiron in the conjunction, there is a healing key happening. There is a click. There is a reward for the walk. So, in a way, I remember I had a beautiful sister when we used to have the sound healing center. The beautiful sister used to come for like 2-3 years. 2017, 18, 19. She used to come every week or two. And she was going deep into some really deep shit. Deep pain, deep traumas, deep healing. And for a long time she was in the dark. She wanted to come up to the light. She did everything she could, but she was just heavy and depressed and just constantly processing. And it's like universe held her there, did not let her go in Shambhala. And she was doing the sound healing and yoga and medicine work and shamanic healing. And every time she comes to me, I will just make an effort to just kind of give her the kind of an injection of light frequency to kind of sustain her as she goes through that depth. And then in 2020, just before we closed the space, we had a gap in the lockdowns, she came. No, actually, it was actually last year. She came after 2 years. I haven't seen her. And suddenly there was light. And she was lighter. And she got through it all. And I'm bringing her story because it's potentially could be something like that. That we are dealing with some uncomfortable energies, uncomfortable processes, unconscious, subconscious stuff. Neptune is in Pisces. So it's a lot of subconscious, unconscious. Pluto is in Capricorn, unconscious our identity is corrupted in a way that we don't fully yet understand, know, and fully realized. Because it is unconscious, subconscious, programmed by us, designed by us, ultimately by traumas and pains from our childhood and from our lineages. So we are living in a time that as generations that live through this time, on top of the personal process we are going through in our lifetime, we are also assigned to break a pattern of our DNA from our lineages. So we are not just liberating our soul from our own personal journey, we are also liberating our lineages from an archetypal wounding that is passed through generations, through our mom and dad and grandpa and grandma and grand-grandpa, grand-grandma, grand-grand-grandpa, grand-grand-grandma. And also realize when you look at that multi-generational, we are now living in the 21st century, 2023, modernization, openness, technology, blah, blah, blah. But when you take your parents who were born in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, you go to your grandparents which were born in the 30s, 20s, 10s, beginning of the 1900s, you're talking about a completely different reality. If you only look at men and women, women were so suppressed. Women were nothing but a housewife and a worshipper of the man. There was no technology at home. There was no fridge. In the 30s, only in the 30s, 40s, the fridge came into the households. Until then, you used to have like a box. You used to buy a cube of ice from this iceman that will come with his truck. You take that cube of ice, you put it in the box with your groceries for the day. You realize that when we look into even 2-3 generations back, the way education was delivered at home, the way the relationships were designed, the way conscious awareness was, complete different paradigm. And so for us now, it's very easy to kind of take it for granted. It's like, yeah, man, we are free, we are liberated, we are equal, we have social media, we have free expression, you have internet, everything you want to know is in the reach of your hand. You have a question, ask Dr. Google. You have a question, do this. You want to watch something on YouTube. But even 30 years ago, you could only source your information from 1 or 2 channels on the TV. So once you take a step back from the take it for granted for where we are now and look back, you realize like, whoa, no wonder we are dealing with so much crap and we are fighting so many kind of walls, smashing through so many walls, so many differentiations, so many old programming that do not belong to us. But some of them was easy, some of it we're still fighting with, and we don't understand why it's there because it's unconscious, it's subconscious. And so that's what Pluto is doing in Capricorn since 2008. And in March, Pluto is going to go to Aquarius, the new future, futuristic advancement. But then it will retrograde into Capricorn through this year. And only in January 2024, Pluto will move into Aquarius for 20 years. And so we are in this final breakdown of old patriarchal structure in our society as a collective. Government, banking institutions, corporations, law and order, regulations, all that. But also on the individual level, we are breaking down patriarchal archetypes of our DNA, of our soul evolution through our parents, through our grandparents, through the lineage. You know? 20 years ago, gay was an insult. Now, if you say gay as an insult, there will be legal consequences. Simple as that. You know. So, this is important to know that the coming months are full of action, are packed with action, and there's very powerful shifts happening, and we are now we're only starting to get into it. So think like, how will I describe in a metaphorical way the beginning of 2023? We are the pilots sitting in a cockpit. And before the airplane goes up, you as a passenger, you go up on the airplane, you sit on your chair, you get comfy. You're kind of like, oh, we're about to go to the holiday. Hey, hip, hip, hooray. I just bought this in the duty free. Yay. But in the cockpit, what's happening, that the pilots are going like, yep, check. And then they have like all this ceiling full of buttons and dashboard full of buttons. And they go like, tick, 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 tick. And they speak to the tower. And the tower updates them. Okay, now that airplane moves there. Be ready in 5 minutes. You will go there. Your position will be there. You will take off at that time. Check your air pressure. Is everything cool? Yep, check. That's what we're doing now. We are checking into the plan. We are checking into the new journey. We are checking into what we are becoming. So we are about to leave the destination which we've been in, and we're about to take flight into a new destination, and we are now in the preparation for the flight, but we're not flying yet. And so this is why it might feel like 2023 began, but it didn't feel like a boom, new year, yeah, let's party hard. It might have felt like, oh my God, thank God last year ended. I just hope this year is going to be more pleasant and merciful on us. So 2022, man. Wow. 2020, 2021, 2022. I remember when I gave Future Awareness talk in 2018, 19, preparing people for these years. It's a process. It's a big process, so it's not going to be over in 1 year. We've been through the shock, the trauma, 2020, 2021, 2022. The repercussions started to come in 2022, and now we're going to go into full-blown manifestation of the repercussions. Pluto at the end of Capricorn, Saturn the end of Aquarius. Saturn has been in Capricorn and Aquarius since 2017, and Capricorn and Aquarius are the homes of Saturn. So Saturn has been home for like bloody 5 years. And so think that Saturn in his home, it's like, you are the grandchild, and your grandma is coming to watch over you while your parents go on a summer holiday overseas, and your grandma is strict as a cracker. It's not going to be easy to have fun with that grandma. You know that grandma is just a pain in the butt. And, you spend your summer holiday and you're kind of navigating around your grandma, and, she's not going to let you watch TV after 8 p.m. So you sneak in and around and you find a way to watch TV and, all kind of things like that. And it's kind of like asking you to grow up, to mature, to be responsible, to suck it up, to be patient, to do your due diligence, to take the right actions, to be in your integrity, to be responsible. And you go like, okay, I've been responsible, I've done due diligence, I've acted maturely, I was in my integrity, I've done everything right, can I please get something here? And then Pluto in Capricorn, and everything just falls apart. It's all just falling apart. All what you have created in the past until now is just falling apart. How you used to think, who you used to be, what you used to do, it's kind of like, it's all falling apart, and the world is falling apart. The world, the governments, everything is kind of like, oh, what's happening? The world is going down. Oh. Stock markets, real estate, economy, crypto, it's all falling apart. And Neptune at the end of Pisces, 22nd degree, still has a couple more years. In 2024, the end of 24, Neptune will go out of Pisces into Aries. But, 2023, we have a lot to get through this year. It's gonna be an interesting year. There's some really powerful stuff going to unfold, but I will say that we've been through the heavy shock, restriction, trauma. Now we're just gonna go through the unpleasant repercussion, the financial recession, inflation, markets going down, real estate going down, stock markets going down, money is being printed to oblivion, CBDC, central bank, digital currency, attempts to have more control, digital identity, all these kind of things like that. It's like, it's gonna feel like, a push and pull, I will say this year. It's like we're gonna have a bit of a push into the first half of this year is gonna be like a push, because we're gonna have these big shifts that are starting now in January. In January we have shifts, then come March and we have massive shifts, and then as we come into May and June, slowly planets are retrograding, and then we're gonna have a bit of a pull back. And then 2024, we have a bit more of a launch, kind of like boom. Still, everything is a big process, so it's not going to be just overnight, oh, okay, that's it, we can party again. But overall, I will say we've been through the wars on a mental, personal, emotional level. We are now figuring out where to from here and how to get through that which is coming this year, so we can get to that future destination later on, 24, 25, in a way that we want to be, in a destination that we want to be in. That's kind of in a very general way. Hello, chat room. Hermano, 4:25 a.m. in Mexico. Love you, brother. Love you. Well, good. Wavy girl. Hello, Wavy girl. I'm live. Yay. And Didi, hello, D. Lennon from Adelaide. Hello, and Bryony, Happy New Year. Good to have you all. So, I've covered, this is the New Year chart, okay? And it's already like 40 minutes. So, we've done with this. Saturn is an Aquarius, and we've talked about Neptune, but Jupiter and the Chiron that is coming up. And we have the Uranus in Taurus. Now I'm going to go back to now, because otherwise we can dive deeper and deeper into that. This is now. And what we have now is, I will say, I've channeled these messages to the community on our Telegram chat rooms this week, that I'm excited about January, and I'm excited about the first half of this year. But of course, it's not excited of like just positivity and just fun and just great things. No, there will be challenges, there will be interesting things to deal with. But overall, there is this energy of like things moving after a year. I want to remind you something about 2022. We had 6 planets retrograding. That's very rare. It happens 0.7% of time. We had 4 times Mercury retrograde in 1 year. Oh my god. The 4th time started in December, and we are still in it. And so Mercury retrograde is kind of like the mental, the understanding. Let's talk about Mercury retrograde. It's right now here on your 3 o'clock. 19 degrees of Capricorn. And it's very interesting because as we go through this month, Mercury went into the 25th degree of Capricorn, very close to Pluto. On the way there, Mercury was together with Venus. So, you know what? I want to take you through that dance. I want to focus on Mercury. There we go. And so, okay. So if you look here at your 2:30, 3 o'clock, you have the Pluto in red, Mercury in yellow, Venus in orange. And what's happening here is that Mercury, I'll take it back even further, because what happened is that, there we go. Yeah, here we are. So I've gone all the way back now to November, 21st of November. Mercury conjunct Venus. Okay, Mercury and Venus met together in November when we had the eclipse season, the Scorpio-Taurus eclipses we had in November. Venus conjuncted Mercury in Sagittarius. There was a certain realization or a certain plan or a certain idea or a certain kind of concept. It's in Sagittarius that was ultimately optimistic, looking over the horizon into the future in a way of like, where are we aiming to? What do we want to get? And if you focus only on Venus and on Mercury here, on your 3 o'clock. So as we go through the days, Mercury passes Venus, and they're traveling together. It's only 4 degrees and it's already 7th of December. So Mercury breaks out, now it's still 5 degrees, so they're not far from each other, 6 degrees, this is 16th of December. Mercury is coming to Pluto, then comes the moon joining them. So now we have like this was Christmas. On Christmas, we had moon, Venus, Mercury, Pluto all in Capricorn, and the sun here. So the moon passes them. And this is very interesting because it's relating to this full moon. Why? Because on the 23rd of December, we had the new moon in Capricorn. Okay? The full moon we are coming into now is the release and the let go of the seed. The seed was planted on the 23rd of December. A new intention. It's in Capricorn. A new intention of how we need to show up in the world. Stepping into our responsibility, doing what we need to do, showing up to work, doing the work, being responsible, being mature, grown up, doing what we need to do. And it's interesting because it happens in this Christmas kind of energy. So it's almost like, okay, here is Christmas coming, have your family celebration, now go back to work. You sit in your holiday Christmas weekend, but you know that in the background you have these things you need to take care of. You might have bought gifts to your beloved, but you bought it on buy now, pay later, or on your credit card because you have minus in your bank account. Unless you've been responsible, Capricorn. Sorry, beloved, I know that usually I spend $100 on you, but this year is a bit tough. I could only spend $10 shirt from Target, so it's a token of love. I know it's not what he used to get, but this is what I can afford. That was the responsible Christmas move of Capricorn. So the new moon Capricorn happened 23rd of December. Mercury was coming into Pluto here. Mercury came to the 22nd, 23rd, 24th degree, 3 degrees away from Pluto. Venus is 3 degrees away behind, so Venus 21, this is 27th of December. Mercury station retrograde on that 24 degree, 15 minutes. And so from the 28th of December, we are going through Mercury retrograde. Reprocess, rethink, review, reassess the Capricorn, our responsibilities, our due diligence, our mature decision making, our character in society, our reputation, our responsibility. When I say that, think about like if you're a father or a mother, it's your responsibility as a father or a mother. if you are a business owner, if you work as an employee in a business, if you are an advisor, if you are a caregiver, a caretaker, if you are whatever, you're reevaluating. Now, we know for a fact that many people are experiencing a big change and transformation in their careers and jobs. Many people lost jobs. Many people as kind of the nature of the job has changed. Some people used to work in offices are now working remotely from home. Some people that worked in that industry are no longer required. Some people just simply lost passion and desire to work in the field they used to be very passionate and loving to work in. And some people no longer relate to who they used to be. They want to become something new. Some people had massive changes in the last year or two of separations, of divorce, of loss of businesses, of different things in our physical reality, identity, character, that we are all experiencing a breaking down of the old structure routine and creating a new structure routine. So Mercury with Venus directly relates to family, relationships, businesses, jobs, career, investments, finance, economy, health, values. So Venus and Mercury met back then in September in Sagittarius, and since then Mercury is ahead of Venus and they come into Capricorn to see what needs to be done about it. Okay, that's a beautiful way of thinking about it. That was a beautiful vision, a beautiful concept, but in Capricorn, how do we actually make it work? How do we actually gonna manifest it? What actually needs to be done? What needs to be achieved so we could actually get that? So this is what Venus and Mercury are processing in Capricorn. And they come into Pluto, but they are not arriving into Pluto. Mercury stops, 28th of December, Mercury goes retrograde. And then Venus catches up with Mercury on the 29th of December. Exactly at a moving hour, so it will move location in the chart now. Oops, sorry, I passed it. Here it is. On the 30th of December, Friday, the weekend of New Year's, here at your 6 o'clock, Venus and Mercury conjuncted again. Mercury came in September past Venus in Sagittarius. Now Mercury stopped and he goes, wait a second, Venus, before I face Pluto for that deep transformation, for really facing the truth and being really in integrity with myself, I need to rethink this responsibility. I need to rethink and reprocess this idea, this business concept, this change of job, this change of career, this change of identity. Before I do it, I need to make sure that I got it right. So he's stopping there. He goes back. Then Venus comes in and is like, oh, okay, Mercury, yeah, I got you. Okay, no worries. You go process what we've just downloaded. I'm gonna go and meet Pluto. This is the end of 2022. So here at your 6 o'clock, Venus is now gonna pass Mercury, and then comes, this is the 2nd of January, and on the 2nd of January, oops, I've passed it. Lots of ohms because Mars is also in retrograde. Lots of ohm because Mercury and Mars are in retrograde. Hope that entertained you a bit. Okay, so 1st of January 2023 started with the conjunction of Venus and Pluto. Yay! What a great fun! Deep, intense transformation, evolution in our relationships, in our love, in our finance, in our money, in our careers, in our jobs, in our everything that represent our personal feminine lives, our emotions and feelings and the way we love and share love and quality of life and pleasure is facing Pluto. What needs to die, what needs to end in order for us to rise like the phoenix, in order for us to rebirth. When Pluto will go into Aquarius and birth this new future with new people and the way we relate to people and the world, we are now facing a year that the old is just gonna be like, which means, long-term prediction I've made 5 years ago, the dollar is dying. The old currency is dying. The old money is dying. The old monetary system is ultimately dying. It's in its deathbed, plugged into her, breathing machine. It's like a patient in coma that is already dead, but his family is holding on to him, attached, can't let him go, even though he's in complete coma for like 5-10 years. And he's old. He's kind of even if he wakes up from the coma, he's not gonna be living a great, prosperous life. He's gonna be pretty much kind of like a weird vegetable. But the family keeps him on life machines. Why? Because they are attached to the fact that he's still breathing. That's how the monetary system is right now. No longer valid, no longer right, corrupted, inflated to oblivion. Money printers go like crazy for a few years already. Debts in like trillions upon trillions of dollars, printing trillions and billions and giving it away to war and to corporations and to greedy investors, investment hedge funds, banks, whatever you want to call it. While the people struggle, the people experiencing inflation are now going to experience recession and potentially even depression to a certain degree, which is not pleasant at all. If you ever notice, if you don't know what it basically means you go with $50 to the supermarket and you're coming out with 5-6 products. And if you want to do a proper shop of like a full trolley full of goods or foods, you're looking at $500 to $700 minimum. That's inflation. Simple. You make the same amount of money, you make the same amount of, you basically earn the same amount of money, but your expenses are doubling and tripling because the prices of goods are rising because there is inflation. The more money is being printed, the less valuable it is. Simple as that. And so we are looking into a year that a lot of it is going to be dealing with the economy and with the finance. And so now all this process in Capricorn is like, look, this is the global picture. This is the big picture. This is the collective picture. It's not looking glamorous. It's not looking great. But when it comes to you, it's like, what are you going to do about it? That's what this Capricorn energy is saying. It's like, you need to be responsible for you. You need to get your shit together. You need to do your thing. You need to get into your business, come up with ideas, come up with solutions, organize your life, get out of debts, get a job that can get you the money you need to make. If you need 2 jobs, if you need 3 jobs, although it's not the ultimate lifestyle, maybe for a while you need that. Your investment, your portfolios, the way you deal with money, the way you spend. If you used to spend like that, now you might need to spend less. Now you might need to be more conservative. Now you need to be more calculated, more responsible with your money. Maybe you can develop on top of your day-by-day job, maybe you can develop an online business. Maybe you can have another stream of income. So tough times happen every once in a while, but the individuals that go through the tough times, there is the individuals that are smart, doing their homework, being responsible and working and coming up with solutions. And there are the individuals who just choose to suffer and to struggle and follow what they've been told and not really looking outside of the box and eating shit that they didn't ask for, but it was delivered to them. Uber shit. Delivered by the central bank. It's also, take it on a personal level into your sexuality. For example, Venus, sexuality, sensuality. You had your way of looking at sexuality, of doing sexuality, of thinking, perceiving sexuality, Some of it was good for you, some of it was bad for you, some of it was really true in integrity, some of it was corrupted. But why was it corrupted? And I didn't even know. Because of an unconscious, subconscious patterns based on trauma and pain that made you think that you will feel loved and pleasure when you will have that kind of sex, when you will get that amount of sex. But maybe you denied yourself of sexual pleasures because you had a sexual trauma that made you disconnect from sexuality. Maybe you have issues of Chiron in Aries, self-judgment of self-image. Maybe you think you're fat, overweight, too short, too tall, too big, too small. Maybe you think that you are like that and you're not like that, and you have prevented yourself from experiencing pleasures in your sexuality. It causes you pain, insecurities, shame, guilt, blame, all these yucky, creepy crawlers. And you find yourself playing with it, feeling it, processing it, dealing with it, and you go like, I don't want to live that life anymore. I want to experience a new thing. I want to experience a new experience. I want to be able to enjoy my sexuality in a new way, in a healthy way, healing way, transformative way, in a pleasurable way. Okay, what do I need to do? What needs to be done? So that's this Capricorn season with this Pluto and Venus and then Mercury retrograde. Wow, that was a rant. I need a drink after that. My God. What is the chat room saying? How has been your new year? Put some. I'm even having green juice for the heart chakra. There you go, green juice. What is it? Cucumber, celery, pineapple, spinach, kale, baby. Yeah, green energy. So. We are processing Mercury, reminding you. 1 o'clock on the chart. 1st of November. Venus past Mercury comes to Pluto. Now, Venus past Pluto, and on the 3rd of January, Tuesday, recent Tuesday, 2 days ago, Venus entered Aquarius. Now, as Venus entered Aquarius, she comes to the 1st degree of Aquarius, and what is she doing? She's doing... where is it? She's doing... Where are you? Oh, here. She's aligning with Jupiter. Venus, 1st degree Aquarius. Jupiter, 1st degree of Aries. And suddenly there is kind of... I don't know if you experienced it, but Tuesday, Wednesday, there was a nice shift as the year kicked in after a day or two. There's some good feeling. Venus with Jupiter. There's some good feeling. Want to have fun, partying, socializing, love, feeling a bit positive, better. Da-da-da-da-da. Nice. Okay? Mercury is still retrograding. I'm going to go back to the rest, but I'm dealing with Mercury retrograde now because it's coming into the full moon with importance. Mercury 19 goes back 18, and then when we have the full moon on Saturday morning, this is how Mercury retrograde relates, okay? So then we come to the full moon, which is on the 16th degree. There we go. Full moon, 16 degree on your 4 o'clock. The moon is in 16 degree Cancer, 21 minute. In the opposition, the sun on your 11 o'clock, 16 degree of Capricorn, 21 minutes. So that's the full moon time, which is Saturday morning, 10:06 a.m. 10:06, 10:07 a.m. So that's why we're doing the sound healing meditation on Friday night, where we are going to be like 15 hours prior to the full moon. So it's like rising to the full moon Friday night sound healing meditation. And then Saturday, the full moon is at 10:07 a.m. And then full moon meditation on Saturday is at 1 p.m., 3 hours after. So that's why I designed the events to be in the before and after of, but it's literally in the full moon. So if you want to join us, again, join us. It's going to be very potent, very powerful, especially when we deal with meditation, because it's interesting. Uranus relates to this full moon, because Uranus is here on the 15th degree of Taurus. And what Uranus is doing, it's sextile the moon, which is beneficial, alignment, 16 degrees of Cancer to 15 degrees of Taurus. And it is trine the sun and Mercury. which is very harmonious, very beneficial, flowing, things clicking. Now Uranus rules frequency, sound healing. Mercury and Uranus rules the higher mind, Mercury rules the lower mind. Meditation practice, stillness, coming into stillness, into emptiness of the lower mind, so we can receive the download of this new high frequency, this insight, this revelation, this epiphany from spirit, from a higher mind, universe. So this is why the sound healing meditation is going to be really awesome, because it's fully supported by this full moon energy. Now, in general, the way I came here is to show you that Mercury, which was back then with Venus, Mercury backed all the way up to 17 degrees, is a degree away from the Sun, but it's basically a conjunction. They are together. And so when we have the Sun and Mercury together in Capricorn, it's kind of like the Sun is the soul expression, delivers a message to Mercury, the lower mind. There's a certain need to realize something, to get something, to understand something, and Mercury in exchange also delivering back to the soul an insight and understanding of the lower mind. Now the fact that Mercury is in retrograde means that Mercury has already been through these degrees, and now he's coming to reprocess that which he perceived back then. So this is taking us to beginning of December. Let's say in December you were processing something as the year coming to an end. You are processing Capricorn, your job, your career, your responsibilities. I spoke about all those archetypes. You are meeting some people, you are talking, you are thinking, you are contemplating, you are processing ideas, where to go, what direction, what job, what location, your personal environment, Mercury, your connections, Mercury, your socializing, your circles, your friends, your Mercury, the way you talk, the way you express, Mercury. You've done this through December, and now from the end of December 28, Mercury is coming back over these degrees to reprocess that. So it might have been December comes in and you go like, you know what, I want to move up to Byron. I'm moving to Byron. And then it's like, yeah, but I need a job. So you go through December, but I need to get a job, I need to find a house, and I need to know when to go there, and how will I be able to pay the rent, and how much money will I need to do. And now comes Mercury retrograde, and I'm giving a live example of a friend of mine, and suddenly you get a phone call out of the blue with this Venus with Jupiter, something good happened, a blessing, you receive an offer, you receive some kind of, recognition, some blessing comes to your life, and you get a phone call and it's like, oh, hi, we have a job for you up here in Byron, you want to come? And suddenly, oh, wow, the apartment that you asked for suddenly has a vacancy if you want to take it. And suddenly you have that option. That option that you kind of contemplated since September into December, suddenly there is a tangible kind of possibility. You have a job offer that you still don't know if you want to take because you don't know all the details, and you have a vacancy of an apartment you can move into, but you still don't know if you want to do it, if it's right for you. You are processing it, you are thinking, so you're meditating on it. And then comes this full moon, and now the moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is the home of the moon. So when we have a moon in Cancer, it's even more potent emotional healing, because the moon rules the emotions, the feelings, the feminine side, the nurturing, the caring, the motherly kind of energies. So this is the Cancer is where we care for others, we nurture others through our connections. We make you make food for your beloveds as a way of showing them love and care. You call your best friend and checking up on them. You tell them how wonderful they are, that you love them. You take yourself for a beach walk, or you take yourself for a massage, or you take yourself for hairdresser, or you're pampering yourself, you're caring for yourself, you're nurturing yourself because you want to feel good and you deserve to feel good, and that's what you're feeling that you should do. And so when the moon comes into Cancer, we already from tonight into the weekend, into the full moon on Saturday morning and Saturday entirely, we might experience a rise-up surge of emotions or feelings. Our emotional body may be activated very much. And it might bring up some emotional dynamics with other people. You might be feeling good, but your beloved may be going through some emotional turmoil or drama or whatever. And suddenly you feel called to care for them and to nurture for them. And then comes the trick of balancing how much you can care for others and nurture others, but also care for yourself and nurture yourself, and make sure that you're maintaining what you need to do in order to feel good enough so you'll be able to keep on nurturing others. Cancer could bring up mother issues, women issues in your life, things that you've kind of been dealing with through your mother dynamics or through the women in your life, through the feminine, your sisterhood. And because the moon is in Cancer doing that, the sun is in Capricorn conjunct Mercury, retrograde. If we have a situation where emotions are coming up, rising up, and there is emotional dynamics happening, then we have Mercury retrograde, which could bring misunderstanding. You may say things you didn't mean to. The other person may say things that they didn't mean to. They may say apple, but you heard banana. Then you complain why they said banana, and they try to tell you that they said apple, but you heard banana. And then all kind of things like that. And go like, so instead of like fighting over banana or apple, make a fruit salad and have banana and apple with orange juice. Fantastic. Wow. What is that about? Uranus. Think outside of the box. Innovate. Just like, just breaking free, breaking through. So there's a lot we can say about this full moon. Just a second. There's something in the chat room. Wavy girl, the energy is so rough right now for me. Oh! Is it because I have 3 Capricorn placements? The energy is so rough on me right now. When you say that, what I see is the image of a rock in the ocean shores. And what happens to the rock, it's rough, it's hard. But when the waves of the ocean coming into that rough, hard rock, they reshape it over time. And so, rough times make us tougher. Rough times forces us to face things we would not face in good times. Rough times forces us to look into what is rough. Why do I condition it or define it to be rough? Why do I weaken myself with Chiron in Aries of like, why is it so rough on me? Why is it so rough? Life is so rough. It may very much be rough. I'm not, God forbid, making any joke about your perception of your experience, and I can vow for myself it's been rough year. 2022 has kicked my ass. But the idea is to come to a place of empowerment, always to aim for that self-empowerment and evolution and healing, and say, okay, I've processed the rough, I've processed the pain, I've processed the grief. Now comes the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn and say, I need to grow up. I need to show up. I need to be responsible. I need to do my diligence. I need to mature. So even though I may feel like this and this and that, and telling you this and this and that because I am a full moon in Cancer and I'm sensitive and I'm soft and everything comes up and Mercury is retrograde. Be careful what you say. Think before you speak. Do you really need to say that because you feel that, or do you really need to say that? You can still say the same thing in different ways. Sometimes less is more. The less you say, the more valuable your words are. Silence is golden. Silence can speak louder than 1,000 words. Because Mars is also retrograde. We haven't even spoken about Mars. We want to start the new year. We want to kick into gear, but 2 of the personal planets are in retrograde. Mercury, the mind, the perception, the thoughts, the mental, and Mars, the confidence, the identity, the ego, the motivation, the power, the let's get going, let's penetrate, let's do that, yeah. But there's no oomph. As I said, the pilots are in the cockpit, but the airplane is not moving yet. Now you sit in the airplane for 3 hours because you're waiting for a passenger that they can't find, and that passenger is having fun in the duty free, not noticing that it's being cold, and there's like 100 people on the airplane sitting for 3 hours, and babies are crying, and old people are whining, oh my back, I can't sit anymore, and and you see, oh my god, and your kids are driving you crazy, and the person next to you is already falling asleep, and he's already leaning on your chair, and you go like, oh my freaking god, it's gonna be a nightmare of a flight. Can we please take off? Can we please take off? I want to take off. I don't want to sit here anymore. Come on, I want to get up. I want to do things. I want to get to my destination. I have a whole plan. And then all this energy says like, patience. Okay, I'm having patience, but can we go? Have more patience. Okay, but I'm losing my patience. When you lose your patience, have more patience. Valerie, hello Valerie, happy new year mama. Val, Eugene and Rika, the new baby, fantastic, awesome. Wavy girl, I'm happy you got the advice in a positive way, you know. I like to kind of make a bit of laughter and humor and keep things light-hearted, but you know, once again, life is rough. What the fuck am I going to do about it? It is my responsibility to walk with the rough, in the same way I walk with the gentle and soft. Some days are rough, some days are gentle. How do I need to hold myself and carry myself through the rough days? Emotional sensitivities, Cancer full moon. How can I nurture myself through this rough time? What do I need to do for myself, to care for myself, to nurture myself, to get through this rough time? Instead of Mercury retrograde with the Sun in Capricorn, Mars retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so the confidence, ego, power, action-orientated fire Mars is in retrograde since October, which means that the drive is not driving fully, the confidence is not fully there, the oomph is not fully there. You're not getting what you want, you're not going to where you wanted to go yet, you're not really achieving the amount of things you wanted to achieve. Things seems to be holding you back. Your ego feels a bit insecure, a bit impotent, a bit kind of lacking of oomph, lacking of direction. Gemini's identity, your local environment, your socializing, your trading, your business dealing, your car, your transportation, the way you go about your life in the day by day. Mars is retrograding there in Gemini, so it's kind of like I don't know, I'm confused, I'm considering, I'm processing, I'm rethinking. I really wish to feel great, but I'm not feeling great. I'm actually feeling shit, but I'm doing everything I can to feel great while I'm still feeling shit. Today I feel less shit, but I'm still not feeling fully great. Today I'm feeling more great, but I still feel shit. And it's kind of like, it's like you're walking through a mud swamp, and it's like Mercury retrograde. Mercury rules Gemini, so the mind can go like, oh my god, this is mental anxiety, this is kind of overthinking, overprocessing. How is it ever gonna change? Is it ever gonna change for me? Am I ever gonna feel better? Am I ever gonna get better? I don't think there is any hope for me. I think that da 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 da. What can you do to feel better? Can you accept the fact that you don't exactly know where to go and what to do? Can you accept the fact that you don't really figure it out yet? You haven't figured it out yet. You don't fully understand it all. You haven't cracked through the jackpot. You haven't opened the treasure box yet. Can you accept that you're not in your full element? Life is not in the best way ever. Can you accept the fact that it's been a tough journey, a rough ride? Can you accept the fact that your routine is a routine of non-routine? Can you accept the fact that your direction is at the moment is non-direction, and that non-direction is also a direction, although it's not the direction you wanted it to be, but it's a direction of non-direction. Non-direction is also a direction which the universe is guiding us to be in. Non-action is also an action that the universe is guiding us to be in. When things don't happen our way, it happens in a universal way, and sometimes the universe prevents things from happening when we want them, how we want them, because we are limited in what we know that is good for us. We think that we need that, but the universe knows better what we truly need in order to manifest our true destiny, our true value of true future. And so we can deal with disappointments, we can deal with letdowns, we can deal with frustrations, we can deal with impatience, we can deal with mental anxiety, we can deal with confusion, we can deal with, that's it, I'm fucked, I will forever be fucked, and there's no hope for me, and I don't know what to do anymore, and I've tried everything, and na. Simple Zen. When things are complicated, keep it simple Zen. Chop the wood, carry the water. You have a shit week, a shit month, a shit year. That sister, 2017, 18, 19, every week or two came to sound healing, dealing with the shit, not really getting out of there. She was not moving an inch out of that heavy dark spot. But she showed up, and she showed up, and she showed up. And she was journaling. She was doing sound healing, she was doing a yoga, she was doing a medicine walk, she was journaling, she was feeling it, she was processing it, she was showing up. And 5 years later, she was lighter, she was brighter. Who is to judge those 5 years as ages? So I will say the medicine of this time with Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde is acceptance, patience. With the Capricorn Sun conjunct Mercury, maturity. Be the parent rather than this insecure Cancer little child that feels upset because she didn't get what she wants and she doesn't have what she wants. I love him, but he doesn't do this for me. And if he doesn't do this for me, then it means that he doesn't love me. Wait a second, why the hell am I thinking that? What is that coming from? That is an unconscious thing. What does that unconscious thing come from? Oh, that's the way my mom used to speak about my dad. Or that's the way my parents' love language was. Or that's the way my culture love language was. So that's why I'm thinking like that about love. That if he doesn't say that, he doesn't really love me. And if he doesn't really do that, he doesn't really love me. But wait a second. Instead of now destroying this relationship because he do that and says that instead of what I want him to do and say so I will know that he loves me, maybe I need to kind of like not jump the gun and try to think outside of the box of maybe when he says that and when he do that, that's his love language. So love languages, they are different, and for one person, for example, love language is a hug, physical kind of affection. For the other person, it's the opposite. The last thing they want is to be hugged. They need to feel, their way of love is by cooking, for example, And so you don't cook for him because you don't know how to cook. You feel insecure about your cooking. You think you don't love him. He doesn't hug you, which is your love language. You think he doesn't love you. And instead of kind of holding it inside of you, emotional baggage, emotional insecurities, Mercury with Sun conjunct opposition to Moon in Cancer, and they align with Uranus. Uranus is, even though Mercury retrograde conjunct the Sun is bringing a bit of a challenge to this full moon because there might be confusion, arguments, everyone's a bit sensitive, feelings, emotional processing, their emotional insecurities, comes Mercury together with the Sun in Capricorn. And if you are not responsible, if you are not grown up, if you're not the parent in the room, if you're not the adult in the room and you became like a child having a tantrum, then suddenly you can have an argument, you can have a conflict, and things can go like boof. Now, it doesn't have to be just with your partner. It can be with your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, your child, your whatever, your partner in business, whatever. But then comes Uranus into this full moon, and Uranus is offering a breakthrough. Trying things in a different way, or looking at things in a new way, or processing things in a new way, letting go of that emotional baggage, because the full moon in Cancer ultimately says release and let go. Release and let go of that old emotional baggage. So 2022 was a pretty kind of heavy, tough year for many people. It brought a lot of shit into our lives. And if we want to move into this new year, 2023, let us release and let go of this emotional baggage of 2022. Yes, I will say, I will not project it onto everyone. I'll say personally, 2022 was a year from hell. It was one of the shittiest years of my life. It was tough. It was shit. But now it's 2023. It's a new vibration. And we're in this bridge. Right? We're in this bridge between 2022 and 2024, 25. This is a year number 7. It's a spiritual year of spiritual deep understanding. But then comes 2023, year number 8, 2024, year number 9. This is kind of like the 8 is the infinity, the good luck, the blessing of it, the 9, the completion. But we are now in the year number 7. We are in the spiritualization of the process we've been going through. Is like understanding things on a higher level of what it is for us and seeing what the universe is guiding us to go with. And so January is a time where we are washing the past of the last year and longer than that. And as we go through this month comes the exciting things, because the blessings already started to unfold. We had the Venus sextile Jupiter a few days ago, Tuesday. Now we have the full moon in Cancer. The full moon in Cancer helps us release the emotional baggage, the emotional insecurities of last year. Chiron moved direct a week ago, 2 weeks ago on the new moon, a few days after. So we are now, the healing process is now starting to unfold, to move forward. And as Chiron moves direct, Jupiter is traveling through Aries, and later on in April, Jupiter will come to Chiron and the healing click will happen. Excuse me. Jupiter, let's see when. Let's move weeks. I'm moving weeks forward. Jupiter comes into Chiron. There we go. There we go. Jupiter Chiron, 12th of March. So in March, we will have massive shifts. Look at that. Saturn entered Pisces in March. Pluto is entering Aquarius in March. Jupiter conjunct Chiron in March. Mercury and Mars is out of shadow in March. So March comes this massive boom. It's a whole new frequency. It's a whole new vibration. It's kind of like a boom. This is massive shifts. Pluto, Aquarius, Saturn, Pisces, Jupiter together with Chiron, Mars out of shadow. It's like March is an packed month of boom, 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 boom. Big shifts. But we are now journeying towards that, and January itself is a massive month of good shifts. So what I'm trying to say is like there's some good things coming, there's some good shifts coming. We don't fully feel them yet. We don't fully perceive them yet. We don't fully embody them yet because we're in the process of planning. And so let us not miss on the ultimate potential of this frustrating, annoying, unpleasant times, and actually harvest that which this time is about. See it, reflect, rethink, reprocess, look into it. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? What is your integrity? Are you in your integrity? Is this new vision is aligned with your integrity? Is it your truth? Is it your purpose? Is it in your destiny? Is it who you want to be? Is it what you want to do? Is that person the person you want to be in? Are these your friends that you want to be friend with? That's the direction you want to be in? It's not happening yet. Crypto. Timestamp crypto community. Timestamp. Let's see, what is the timestamp? What is the timestamp? Where are we now? What is the time? My god, I can't find the timestamp of the live stream. 1 hour 25 minutes. Crypto. 2021 November peak. Everyone's wealthy. Everyone's in profit. Everyone make jackpots. Millionaires. Woohoo! The best move of my life. But then since November 2021, all of 2022 has been a bear market. Right? So if I bring it up. Let me bring it up. Just a second. I lost it. Just a second. Here it is. No, come on. Let me go. It doesn't work for me at the moment. I tried, but something is not right. Doesn't work. Never mind. I'll try to bring it in a different way. Okay, here it is. No, it doesn't let me. Okay, if I do it like that, let's see. If I do it like that, okay. Let's see if that's gonna work. I'm gonna bring up the chart for you now. Here it is. Okay, so here is the chart. Here's the chart, all right? 2017. Okay, this is where Future Awareness Report came out. Okay, and here it went up to there. It went to the 13,000. 2018. No, this is here. It was 20,000. I don't know why it chose 13,000. It was 20,000. No, this is weird. What is this? Never mind. Get the big picture. The big picture. Here we were, November. Woohoo! $69,000. And ever since then, all of 2022. Here is December. Here is January. Okay? So from here, 2022 started. And so it went up a bit, but then boom, all of 2022 has been a year of a bear market correction. Okay? So nothing really worked our way. We were millionaires here and now we lost everything. Oh, poor us. Oh my god. Oh, da, 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 da. Now I believe that in 2023 there's going to be the up wave now, a correction at least to this region of between 40,000, at least around here, at least to the 40,000 area, and then potentially a bit of it. You see, like here, it went down, it went up, recovery, and then it cooled down a bit, and then the new bull market started. Okay, just before the halving. The halving happened in May 20. Here it is. This is the point of halving. And so a year before the halving, here's the halving, May 20. Here is a year before. A year before, it recovered from the bear market, then it kind of moved sideways down, cooled down, and then the halving came and it started to rise, and post the halving, it's rising. So the next halving is coming in April 24, which is also in alignment with the stars, with the astrology. So I believe that this year we're gonna have a bit of let's put the candles. Here's the candles. Okay, so I believe that this year we will see kind of a rise, just like here, you see a rise, a cool down, and then the bull market starts. Potentially, nobody knows. I don't know either, but I'm just saying with the astrology promotes that we're gonna have good actions for at least until the middle of the year. So I anticipate that we will have, let's say up to May, June, we will have good kind of bullish action, price recovery, and then May, June, retrograde begins, Pluto goes back into Capricorn, suppression of law and order, government, CBDC, all this thing. Saturn moves into Aquarius, also relating to the CBDC stuff, so we might see that game plays around, but then comes 2024 and things shooting up. How high it will go, I don't know, but I will say at least it's gonna come into the 40k, at least. So that's just kind of a quick kind of overlook on that. I couldn't go into the details I wanted to go because the website didn't allow me to do what I wanted to do. But it is what it is. So bottom line, why did I bring the crypto is because I wanted to compare it to the kind of narrative of last year. It was like nothing really moved how we wanted it to move. Everything went back. Everything slowed down. Everything decreased in value. Everything was kind of like, And now what's happening after a full-on year with 6 planets retrograde, 4 times Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules the trading, the markets. Mars is retrograding now, so there's no confidence in the market. Mars is in Gemini, ruling markets and stocks and all that. There's no confidence in the market. Traders don't get what they want. Investors don't get what they want. There is Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. Confusion. Where is it going to go? What's the direction? It's going to go down. It's going to go up. I don't know what to do. I want to buy in, but I'm afraid that if I buy in, it's going to go to zero. Bitcoin is not going to zero. That's bottom line. Now remember, when we speak about Bitcoin, about crypto, I'm not saying it as a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not a financial advice. I'm sharing it because I have love and passion for Bitcoin, and I've been dealing with it and learning it since 2017, and I just love sharing what I know and what I see happening about it. And what I see happening about it is that Bitcoin ultimately is the store of value of future economy. Bitcoin has a very bright future, and over time it's only gonna go up in value. So in the small picture you may think, oh my god, we went down from 69 to 16,000, but as you learn and adopt the Bitcoin philosophy and understanding better and better, you realize that 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. It doesn't matter how much dollar Bitcoin is worth, because the dollar ultimately along the time will go away, and Bitcoin will become the store of value. So the idea is to accumulate Bitcoin as much as you can in exchange for your dollar while you still can. So that's why the approach of dollar cost average is the best approach, you know. Don't go and take a loan to buy Bitcoin. Don't put Bitcoin on your credit cards. No. You worked, you paid your bills, you've done all your due diligence, you managed to save X amount of money. Out of the X amount of money you saved, invest that percentage in long-term investment, such as silver or gold or Bitcoin, and then invest the others in your day-by-day value. A massage, a healing session, your nutrients, your supplements. It's all investment. Health is wealth. And so that's kind of how you could look at it. So I will say dollar cost average says, okay, you don't have a big budget, you don't make much money, you're a very humble person making the minimum salary. It doesn't mean that you can't invest. It doesn't mean you can't look into your future with abundance kind of mindset, with good fortune mindset. You take care of your future with what you have. So you don't look at the other person, your neighbors that can buy $1,000 Bitcoin a week, or the Twitter millionaire that buys thousands, 1 Bitcoin every week. You look at yourself and you say, I can spend $5 a week. If I spend $5 a day on coffee, I can spend $5 a week on Bitcoin. So you can say dollar cost average. What it means, price goes up, price goes down, it doesn't matter. Every week you buy a bit. Every week you buy a bit. And over time you accumulate. Anyway, that's a bit of a rant about that. Now, back to the astrology. March. Let's go back to now. So this is March, 12th of March. This is when Jupiter and Chiron are gonna have that healing. Okay? So now going back to now. And what we're going to see post this full moon is that already now, as you can see, Sun is on 14 degrees Capricorn. It is trining Uranus 15 degrees 04. So the exact trine is going to happen in a few hours from now. There you go. At around 3:40 a.m. tonight, early Friday morning, Sun trines Uranus, and that's also harmonious, beneficial. When we're dealing with harmonious with Uranus, Uranus rules the sudden, unexpected realization, epiphany, an insight, a flash of insight. When we deal with all this Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, Mercury conjunct the Sun in opposition to the Moon, we are processing something, we are planning something, and it's almost like there is this emotional release healing coming on this weekend with this full moon, and it's almost like triggered by a certain realization, a certain understanding. Something clicks in, a piece of the puzzle falls into the place. Out of nowhere, you realize something. You've allowed yourself to speak in a different way, to express your feelings in a different way, to communicate your feelings in a different way, and to be the grown-up, to be the mature person. And suddenly you had a breakthrough in your sense of communication, self-expression. One example. You've been trying to understand what is it about you, what emotional baggage you are carrying, that you need to let go of, and how to let go of it, and suddenly something clicks in and you realize something about this emotional baggage. You realize something, and as soon as you realize it, as soon as the coin drops, your perception change organically, just automatically. And as the perception change, there's this emotional recalibration of your emotional body that suddenly don't feel the same in the same way. You suddenly feel better about it. You suddenly feel good about it. And so that's about the trine. And then what happened is the Sun trines Uranus tonight, early morning of tomorrow. Then comes the full moon on Saturday morning. And then after the full moon, where is it? Oh, sorry. Saturday. 6th. 15. Okay. So after the full moon comes Monday, and on Monday the Mercury is going to trine Uranus. So there's a bit of a dance here. Full moon, Saturday morning. Tomorrow, Sun trine Uranus. Then comes the full moon in Cancer, which aligns with Uranus. And then the Sun moves on, and then Mercury retrograde, and then Mercury aligns with Uranus. So there's a process after the full moon, there's a continuation of this process which clicks in. And as this is happening, Mercury, now I'm going to focus on Mercury here on your 8 o'clock, and then Mercury goes back, and what happens next is that on Friday the 13th, so not this Friday, next Friday, Mars is stationing direct. That's a good thing. So this is how I'm showing you now January in a big kind of way of how January is going to shift, but now we are kind of in this kind of purging, releasing, cleansing, so we could manifest this shift. Now it's important to understand something. Later on in March, when Saturn here at your 7 o'clock, when Saturn will move into Pisces, if you haven't done the Saturn in Aquarius of now, of being responsible and taking care of business and having a plan, and when we have the moon nodes in axis in Taurus Scorpio here, Scorpio rules with, and Taurus, money and economy, and Scorpio is debts. And so if you haven't been responsible to your finances, if you are not paying your taxes, that's Scorpio, taxes, debts, taxes. When Saturn goes into Pisces, it's become a bit kind of sleepy, sloppy. And if you are not doing what you have to do in this time now, let's say up until March, of taking care of business and having a plan and working out what to do and how to do and how to manage your finances better, how to get through this year in a better way, taking care of your business, of your tax, of your debts. Later on, it might be a bit kind of a tough kind of sleepy, sloppy slap on your face. You might have to face kind of like, the consequences of that. But if you are doing the right thing and you are taking care of your bills and your taxes and your debts and you managing your finances and you having a plan and you getting a job or 2 jobs or developing your business and focusing on what you need to do in order to get through this time, then you will have a more pleasant experience in Pisces, where there is more flow and there is like this kind of the life of love you wanted to create is starting to manifest, dreams coming true, things like that. We will talk about that later in March, but this is just a bit of an insight into March. And so on Friday the 13th, Mars here on your 3 o'clock station direct, and then a few days after, on the 19th, a week after, Thursday the 19th of January, Mercury is stationing direct on your 9 o'clock. Okay, so all this thing we're going through now of Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, full moon in Cancer, this is important because as we get to the 13th of March, Mars direct, January, 13th of January, Mars direct, 19th of January, Mercury direct, and then comes on the 21st, on the 22nd, here it is, then on the 22nd comes the new moon in Aquarius. Okay, so we're going to be at Here Yoga on that time. So 22nd comes the new moon in Aquarius, and then a day after the new moon in Aquarius, Uranus is stationing direct. And Uranus is stationing direct at the same time. Venus will conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. This is a day after the new moon in Aquarius, and the moon will join them again a day after the full moon, a day after the new moon. It's going to be, there you go. Here comes the moon and joining Saturn and Venus in Aquarius, which is a day after the new moon, and everything is on. It's all switched on. All planets are direct. Everything is moving forward. The other good thing that is happening before that is in a few days from now. So this is 23rd of January, what you're watching right now. And by that time, Mars is direct, Mercury is direct, Uranus is direct, new moon in Aquarius, Venus conjunct Saturn and the moon in Aquarius, and the airplane is moving. The pilots finally worked out all the buttons. There is the navigation program. The tower gave the A-OK. You can start your journey. And here comes the liftoff and the airplane is moving. We're going on a new experience. And so what we are going through now, even if it's unpleasant, uncomfortable, is very, very, very important because we are figuring it out. We are planning, we are contemplating, we are rethinking, we are just processing everything that we needed to process. So when we take that flight, it's going to be awesome. Okay, so embrace this time, embrace this moment. Don't reject it. Know that this too shall pass. and it's very, very exciting. That's which is coming towards us later on. And so, yeah, that's what I had to share with you tonight. Overall, very, very exciting times. Together with the new moon, the other thing I wanted to say, on the way there. So we have the full moon, then Sun together with Mercury a day after, and then Mercury will trine Uranus, and then Venus will trine Mars. And you know what, maybe we'll end it with the 3D picture, so I can show it to you. Let's show you on the 3D how it looks like. My software is jammed. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so here is the 3D. This is how the skies look right now. Okay, so here is the sky. I'm gonna move to the full moon, which is on Saturday at around here. So here's the full moon, the Earth, Mercury, and the Sun. So that's that conjunction of Mercury. So as you can see, as the moon is in the background, kind of we are feeling the emotions, the illumination of the emotional body. There is a message, there is a realization. The Sun is shining the light through Mercury, the mental realization process in retrograde into there's a certain understanding. As we release the emotions, and in other words, also the mind might be busy trying to figure it out, and you might experience anxiety and tension and confusion and arguments and stuff if you will get stuck here. And the message is, quiet the mind, find stillness, let your emotions speak, let your intuition speak, but be grown up about it, be mature about it, responsible. Don't just spit out everything you feel intuitively. If you think like, you become something and tells everyone, that's what I feel you should do. No. Just feel it for yourself, because where is Uranus? Here it is. Okay? So you can see that trine. Here you can see the triangle. If you draw a line from the Earth, okay, there is a trine here, right? So the moon is sextile, but Mercury and the Sun are in a trine. So if you look at it from the Earth point of view, you can see, if I go out, you can see a triangle from Uranus, a line to the Earth, Mercury, Sun. That's a trine. Okay, so that's the trine, and that's the sextile. So it's Uranus is coming from out of space and bringing us a flash of insight, realization, a whole new high frequency, as we quiet the mind and being more in kind of ability to perceive what our emotional intuition is guiding us to know. And so that's kind of the beautiful thing about this full moon. And here is the Mars, which then Mars will go direct, Mercury will go direct, and then Uranus goes direct, and everything goes direct until May, June. So this is how it looks like in the heavens right now, which is very, very cool. Reminding us the big picture, So It was awesome to be with you here tonight and to share the love and to share the... Where am I? Here. It was very, very awesome to feel this. Fun fact, D. Lennon. Add 2021, 2022 and 2023, but drop the zeros. It comes up to 666. 2023 may possibly be even crazier than the past few years. Yeah, everything is possible in these days. And as I said, Wavy Girl is feeling this. Yeah, awesome. And Dana, you're welcome. As I said, the shock and the trauma are behind us. 2022, 2021, 2023. 2022. 2023 is the physical manifestation of the repercussion of the trauma and shock. And that will come into play in economy, in finance, in our jobs, in our physical existence, in our physical reality, governance, structure, there's a lot coming our way. I only spoke positively about the first half of 2023. 2023 is another big year. But let's focus on the fact. Let's live in the moment. Let's go through January. Let's go through this week. Let's go through the next coming weeks. Let's go through this month. And as we focus on this weekend, on this week, let's get rid of shit. Let's let go of emotional baggage. Let's let go of old pains, all emotional insecurities, the old stuff that happened to us, what they did to us, how we were treated, and let's do the cleansing, do the clearing, and let's come to the universe with stillness and willingness to receive an insight, to receive an opening, to receive an understanding, to have a breakthrough. Uranus is here for our benefit this time. Uranus is bringing us out of nowhere a flash of insight, a breakthrough, a revolutionary change. And there's a lot of blessings coming our way. But because of Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde, we might feel frustrated, impatient. And I'm just telling you, have a lot of patience in the coming weeks. Think before you speak. Be very responsible to what you express, how you say it. Honor your reputation, honor your integrity, be in your integrity, be the mature person, be the adult in the room, even when it comes to yourself. You have an emotional breakdown, you have emotional meltdown, be responsible for yourself. Hold space for yourself, mother yourself, care for yourself, do whatever you need to do. If it's making a puzzle, go for a beach walk, go for a massage, cook some food, go to the garden, jump into the ocean, whatever it is. This too shall pass. But it's a hidden gift in these challenges. And just focus your awareness on what you would like to have and what needs to be done. Get going. Do the little things that will get you going and be patient with the result. Results will come. Good feelings will come later on. January is a month of preparation. Prepare, plan, show up, do what needs to be done. Later on, there's gonna be some kick-ass action, okay? But when the kick-ass action comes, you wanna be ready. You wanna know. In March, you would like to be in a place in March that you've done everything you needed to do in order to ride the wave in the best way possible. So, get going. Release the shit. Let it go. And remember, it is a happy new year. Whatever it will bring, we will face it just like we faced 2022. Just like we faced 2021. Just like we faced 2020. We bloody faced a global pandemic. We bloody faced lockdowns. We faced restrictions. We faced, we're about to die. We faced everything that we faced in the last few years. Respect to us, honor for us, and give ourselves some compliments, and we are capable. We are capable. So, have fun. And, Trust the Great Spirit. Trust the plan. Hector, hermano, buenos dias. You probably need to wake up already. Love you. Love to Mexico. And I missed you. Elizabeth, you're welcome. I love you. And Barat and Rukshika. We need to get together. I know. I've been dealing with a lot, but that's my aim, to slowly get into the element and just kind of start organizing all the things I wanted to organize. Wavy girl, it's a jungle out there. We got this. Yeah, it's a jungle. But then the real question in the jungle is, are you the monkey or are you the lion? Family, I love you. We're gonna end the show with this beautiful soundtrack of I Am Nada feature Dominic Zuniga and Hernan Suarez live in Tulum, Mexico for Café de Anatolia. Beautiful track, beautiful set if you want to listen to it. I love you all. Happy New Year. Patience, dedication, maturity, responsibility. We'll get through it. And join me this weekend for the sound healing. It will be very beneficial. Lots of love to you all. And yeah, only the best of the best. Only. Peace. Dance, family, dance, we're alive. We're alive. Dance to the music. Let the emotion and the motion carry you. Heal the past pain. Move forward. A new future. It will unfold. Have patience. Love you.